Sometimes your strength is not enough. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, the Lord made it plain to the Apostle Paul that his grace was sufficient for him in the situation that he was in. And he also said that his strength was made perfect in weakness. You know, we often like to be the captain of our own ship, the master of our own destiny, and we like to feel like we're in control of the things that happen in our lives. This is true for most people in life. But if you live long enough, you'll discover that there will be some situations and circumstances that come your way that are beyond your ability to impact. It happens to us all. And I want to say right now that often God will allow these things to come into our lives just so that he can prove a point. In that passage of scripture that I read to you, Paul had a thorn in the side. He talked about it. And he says that he prayed to God on 3 separate occasions for God to remove it. And each time the Lord told him no. And finally, God told him that his strength was made perfect in weakness. In other words, God was saying that if you want to see the power of God, then you have to understand that you are weak. And the way that God shows us that we're weak is by allowing things to come our way that are beyond our ability. You know, God always wants to be necessary in our lives. And think about it. If you have something in your life that is beyond you, God is definitely necessary. But he's also necessary when we're handling the things that we have the ability to handle. We just don't think that he is when we're able to do that. But an unforeseen situation that's beyond us quickly changes that understanding. Listen, don't feel bad if your strength is not enough. Find the strength that you need in God. And think about it like this. Perhaps God has allowed a situation to come your way just so that you can find out something about him that you might not have known before. If being strong blinds us to the things of God, then let's embrace weakness. Because as Paul said, if the strength of God is made perfect in weakness, then I'm going to boast about my weaknesses just so that I can be strong.